Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to 48 Hour Art Check round 40,
Woo.
which is absolutely nuts. We're doing it on a Friday, which we don't do anymore, and we're doing it at 10 p.m. my time, midnight Caitlin's time.
Yeah.
So this is one heck of a weird episode, but we're gonna go with it. So to start off, Caitlin, what have you done in the last 48?
This.
I love it.
Threw it together really fast because the 40th anniversary, technically of weddings, but the 40th anniversary is the ruby anniversary, which is where you're supposed to like give, rubies. So I thought it would be really cute to do a little ruby post for Instagram. So yeah,
I love it.
to celebrate our 40th episode. So yeah, that's what I did.
love it.
Thanks. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Honestly, I can't remember the name of the tool. All I remember is the short key is Shift M. Is that the
Shape builder?
Yeah. So the way that I did it, I drew it out as a line version first. I don't know if I still have it. I don't. But so I drew out all of these little, but I drew it as lines across it to get the shape, and the shape builder tool was being obnoxious and wouldn't let me just separate them all out. So I had to fight with it, but I got it and I'm happy and I think it's cute. So
it's adorable. I love it.
Yeah, thanks.
I especially love the 40, the detail in the 4.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
I had fun with it. Yeah. All right. What did you do?
I did a bit, but it's not stuff I can show really yet. It's not edited or anything. I went to Salt Lake City for a day with just my bosses and the classes that one of them was teaching. And so I went as a volunteer and basically just got to create Instagram content for 6 hours. And it was the best. I've actually had quite a productive, I guess, last week. I decided that I'm going to actually brand myself.
Nice.
As a person, not as do good visual comms. So I'm still going to continue to do good visual comms, obviously continue to do the art check and stuff. But the art check is kind of going to be where my two worlds collide.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have the other two, but I'm basically the term comeback kid.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be playing off of that because I just want to share my story, my comeback story. I mean, 2 years ago, I basically hit absolute rock bottom from where I could have been. And so I'm just going to share that. And so I've also been writing captions, writing post captions, because this means a lot to me and I don't want to just start it and then stop.
Yeah.
So I think that what's going to wind up happening is the next week or so, I'm going to just be building content, building captions, doing all of this stuff. And then hopefully March, maybe April, I'm going to launch this brand and legitimately do it hardcore, actually go for it.
Nice.
But yeah, so I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. It's a fun little personal project for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. I think I have 270 followers on Instagram. I'd be shocked if I even moved up to 300. But I don't know. I'm optimistic about it. I just want to share my story.
Yeah.
I have some cool stories. I've been telling people about it. I've been having a friend proofread all my captions, and she was reading one of them. She's like, dude, you made me cry. What the heck? Because I was talking about quitting nicotine. And so I don't know. I feel like I have some cool stuff to say, and hopefully other people think so. But
cool.
Yeah, that's been my last 48.
Nice.
What challenges have you had?
Mostly I've just been very distracted this past week. There was a lot going on.
It was your birthday?
Yeah, it was my birthday. I'm officially 25.
Wow.
I know. I was okay with the biggest thing I keep thinking is like I feel the same way I did when I was feel like, you know, like when you're younger, birthdays are like a big deal, and now I'm just like I'm 25, like, okay. Until
Yeah.
my little sister pointed out, she was like, technically this is when your brain stops aging, so you're gonna be like this forever. And I was like, cool, thanks. So
Hey, that's good though.
is
That's
it?
gotta be nice. That's gotta be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
You've got this. If you ever need a reality check or anything, I've got you.
Well, it's I just thought it was funny that she said that, because like I feel like, I mean, it's an interesting concept to think about, the difference between like your brain no longer aging, but there's still a lot of learning and developing you can do as a person. So
Yeah.
like your brain may no longer be developing, but you yourself can continue to develop. So
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I've just been kind of all over the place. So yeah.
You've had a reason though.
What about you? Challenges?
Oh, jeez. The Salt Lake City trip was the most fun that I've had in quite a long time.
Yeah.
Just gonna be straight up. Like, it was a blast. I went around with my
Yay.
friend. We got cheesecake.
Nice.
I got to play a VR headset for a while with my boss's VR headset because he brought it. It was honestly just like a really good time, really fun. With that though came challenges. I went to bed around 11 p.m., woke up at 3:30 a.m. And then went to bed the next night at like 10 and woke up at 7 for like, no, I went to bed maybe at like 10 and woke up at like 11 or 12. I went to bed and woke up at like 7. It was still 7 hours of sleep, but it was after like a 4-hour night of sleep and all of that. That's been crazy. And then I'm currently working on leaving my agency job, my graphic design job, because that itself has presented some challenges to me. I don't know if I've ever said the name of the agency. However, I'm not talking bad about the agency. It's a great agency. It's a great learning experience for a lot of people. For me, I was destroying my mental health trying to get things done. I mean, you and I talked about this earlier. But I just wasn't happy to design anymore. I was comparing myself to absolutely everybody there, and it was just like a negative experience for me. And a lot of it was my own head playing tricks on me. But yeah, it's just was nuts. It was a crazy past few days because I came to that conclusion, and I kind of had to. I came to the conclusion that I needed to at the beginning of the week, like around Monday. And I didn't get off the nerve until today when somebody else said it. And I appreciate them saying it because it needed to be said, which was like, just quit. And I was like, what do you mean just quit? Like, just quit. I can't just quit. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but that's a challenge in itself, but it shouldn't present a challenge anymore because I'm happy. Like, I feel liberated. I'm ready to design again. So yeah.
Cool.
But that was my challenges.
Yeah.
Tired. Yeah. But anyways, legitimately the next 48 because we don't count Sundays.
Yeah.
So it's weird to say that.
It is. Next 48. Kind of with everything that was going on, I got distracted from that rune design that I've been working on. So I'm going to be doing that. And then I have a new client.
Really?
Yeah. Like real client, like already paid their 50% up front. So yeah, pretty happy about that.
Dude, congrats.
Right?
You're freelance.
I know it's official. Like, but he's wanting me to design a resume, but the way that I'm designing it is a lot different than any other resume I've done before. And so it's going to be interesting because it'll require a lot of coordination between the two of us. But he basically does a lot with computer programs and like security networks and a bunch of technical stuff that I still don't know all the right words for.
You're good.
But basically, the way he wants to design his resume is like a big flow chart where everything's connecting. And so there's going to be a lot of design elements to it. And it's going to, from what we've talked about so far, it's going to be really cool once we finish it. But there's got to be a lot of coordination because I really don't know a lot of what he's talking about. But I got a client. So
you're going to start rolling in the dough. We're going to be able to go to Creative South next year.
Heck yeah. Oh, speaking of, sorry. I don't know
you're good.
Fit in, but my dream company, I found out yesterday, is hiring art and cultural marketing interns. So, and it's not a paid internship, and it's a full-time paid internship. So,
so you're applying?
Well, I already have. Like, I applied yesterday. I was like, this is happening. So, yeah.
That's the last 48, my friend.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully I'll hear something back from them. Because, like, the fact that it's I don't know if I've talked about this company before. It's Blackbaud. And they do cloud software and donation managing software for nonprofits. And, like,
oh, okay.
Like, not just nonprofits, but basically anything that is donation driven. They create a lot of software solutions for that.
Okay.
And so, yeah, arts and culture will probably be like on art gallery ends, but like it's right up my alley for so many reasons because my last job that I had was at an art gallery doing exactly what I would be doing in this internship position, which would be managing their social media. So,
oh wow.
Yeah. So, got my fingers crossed.
You have that in your portfolio, yeah? The social media stuff?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, where are they located?
Charleston, South Carolina, which is the other reason they're my dream job because like I want to work there so they've got 2 locations where the internship could be, and it's in Charleston, South Carolina or Austin, Texas. And both of those are like super cool towns that I would love to live in. So yeah, got my fingers crossed real hard on that one. So
me too. I have my fingers crossed for you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, okay. What are you doing in the next 48 hours?
So on Monday, I hopped on Corey Kerr and Joshua Kemball's art check for a bit. I think it was Monday. Oh, this week is a blur. I think it was Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, I hopped on with them, and I didn't know I had decided the name of my animation, but I had, like, subconsciously, you know? So I want to get started on that. My animation, which I actually had told you that it was the highest contending name. My animation, The Lies Your Brain Tells. I would like to get started on that. I need to just figure out some type of style. So I think I'm going to start watching some animations, which I mean is great homework in my opinion. And then, I'm going to keep on working on these social media captions. I wish that it was something that I could like physically show. But the issue is that if I show it, I don't think anybody's going to care enough to sit there, and pause it and read the whole thing. But I just would rather like post them when I post them and then show that on the art check than like, here's a Word document that has like 1,000 something words on it because it's all just captions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to work on that. I think I'm going out on a photo shoot with my friend tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
We're both photographers. And we both want to start our own, but act like you have 3 months to live. He's like, you're acting like you have 3 months to live. You're 20. He was like, you have 60, 70, 80 years ahead of you. Like, you don't have 3 months to live. Like, why are you doing this? You're acting as if you're going to run out of time and you're not going to be able to do everything. And I don't know, it hit me hard. Like, he said it before. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'll take a break and I'll slow down. And that's what this whole semester was going to be. Yeah, you're smiling. That's what this whole semester was supposed to be, me taking a break. And instead, I'm working 35 hours a week. I took on a 15-hour a week graphic design job that I was miserable at because I was exhausted and burned out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also took on a babysitting gig, but just like a babysitting job, like 10 or 11 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think altogether I calculated and it was like 61 hours a week. And in my head, that was me slowing down. That's not slowing down.
No, it's not.
And I don't know, like, because in my head, my priorities was like, I'm always there for art check. Like, I freed up my schedule. I'm always there for art check.
Yeah.
I'm designing for the Rognan project. I'm doing all this stuff. So I'm slowing down. And it definitely wasn't me slowing down. And when he said that today, I looked at him, I was like, I hate designing right now. And he's like, you're burnt out hard. And I was like, yeah, I can 100% see that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very cool conversation to have with him. Something that I definitely needed to hear. And I don't know, this is like one of those times where it's like one of us wants to have an episode because we just want to talk it through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I would like to just kind of figure out like, what the heck? Like, why do I think that 61 hours a week is slowing down?
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. I mean, the second that we decided that I was quitting that job, I mean, I called you and I was just happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing against that job. I just felt like I actually had like free time again.
Yeah.
And like, he was talking to me about, oh, sorry, I forgot to switch that off.
No,
he was talking to me about how I need to do something fun. And actually find something fun to do that's not, that's not me designing. Because designing is fun to me, but I need to find something to do that's not designing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So that's where the whole PlayStation comes in. Because even babysitting is fun to me, but even then it's still, it's not the most relaxing thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. I don't know where to start. I know you were like, I'm not going to talk much this episode, which is fine. And you and I just discussed it. And it's
mostly because I'm just so tired right now.
I know.
But there were two things that came to my mind when you were talking just then. And that I wanted to point, not to be like, I told you so or we told you so. But I think
you can say it. Like, I deserve to hear it.
Just in so many of our earlier episodes, like, there was even one episode that Kerr was on, and I'm pretty sure that one was called Avoiding Burnout. Like, because that is what we talked about that whole episode. It was the episode where I wrote down a quote from him where he was like, some people don't burn out because they didn't have the fire to begin with, or something like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just think it's interesting that you knew it was coming and you kept asking people about it. But and this isn't anything against you, but then we would tell you slow down and then you didn't. And no, but I'm glad that you're finally realizing that you're needing to slow down.
I subconsciously didn't. I think that I don't think that you guys realize that I thought I was.
No,
like, I listened to it. I listened to everything everybody said.
Yeah.
And I did. I took myself out of classes, like, for a semester. And in my head, that was slowing down.
Mm-hmm. I did the same thing. There was a semester. It was right after my fourth semester, and I had done that. Actually, no, sorry. It was right after my. No, yeah, it was. It was my fourth semester. I had gone fall, winter, and then I did online classes at home in spring and online classes at home during the summer. And at the end of summer, that summer class set, I had like a mental breakdown and just like could not go back to school. Like I burnt out really bad. And so I decided like, okay, I'm going to step back. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to work and earn money. And so like I decided to slow down, and I I had 2 serving jobs, and then I was doing freelance with our local newspaper. I decided to start teaching myself how to code. Like I did a very similar thing of, instead of just slowing down, I threw myself into other things. And I think I think the reason I thought that, and that the reason you think that's slowing down, is because you're not focusing on the things that burnt you out in the first place, if that makes sense. So like school was starting to get really hard and really frustrating, so you decided to slow down, and you threw yourself into other things and used other things as a distraction. But it still really is that you're not, it's like you're using that as a replacement, but eventually you need to start weaning those things down so that you really are lowering your stress level. Because like if you're doing other things to do other things, it's still just as stressful.
Yeah. So. It was absolutely nuts, just like this whole past week. I mean, I have not felt that defeated in a very long time. Like even like the beginning of last semester was super rough for me. Just because I mean, you remember I had family stuff going on, and it was absolutely nuts. But at that point, I didn't feel super defeated. And then we had our episode about resilience. And even then, I wasn't as defeated as I've felt this past week, where it was like, I just realized I can't do it all. And like, I didn't have a way out. I was searching for one. People were trying to help me find one. And eventually I went to the right person who helped me get one, who was like, what are you doing? Like, just do this. And I was like,
yeah.
What? Like, it was an option that I didn't even think of at all, even like the option of just like quitting now. I was like, oh yeah, I'll quit at the end of the semester. He was like, quit now. Why aren't you quitting now? Like, you're not okay from what you're telling me. So like, let's fix it.
Yeah.
And he didn't say it like that, obviously, but it was just, I don't know, it was nuts. Like, for the first time, I really was like, I just want to go play video games. I just want to go do something. Like, my boss has a VR headset.
Yeah.
I spent an hour. Like, there were literally VR lines in my face. Just playing a game where I was training to be a Jedi. That's it. Lightsaber training. And it was the most fun ever. And like the day before, like all last week, I was just like walking to my boss's office, be like, can I play the VR headset? Like, can I just play it, please? And he was always like, yeah, go ahead. And like, that was it. And like, it was literally the best. Like, I would be like, okay, you know what? I have time here, so I'm going to go do this instead of focusing solely on this.
Yeah.
And it was so fun. But in my head, we had that whole episode on like wasting time.
Yeah.
And that's like coming to my mind right now, because I've always been like, I'm only in college for 2 more years, and I need to not waste my time on anything, and I need to spend every second getting as much experience ever, because I would like to get jobs, you know? And like that whole thing. What?
I just want to point out that when we did that episode, you had a very different opinion than what you just
I know.
You were very much like, it's like, I'm gonna play video games if I want to play video games, because like it's what I needed, and like it's not wasting time, and it's but but continue. I just thought that was very funny that that's a very,
You don't-
very different position than what you were talking about in that episode.
I think that you just realized how defeated I got this week. I was destroyed this week.
Yeah.
Like a shell of the. I'm so happy we didn't do our check.
Yeah.
Because everybody on the everybody that watches would have been like, "What the heck? Like, who is this person?" Especially, especially on Wednesday. Monday, I was pretty fine. Wednesday, nope. You would have nope. It shouldn't have happened. I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I had a very different perspective because I subconsciously was just like, I can't waste any time. I can't do anything. Like consciously, I was like, no, it's not a waste of time. Of course I can go play video games if I want to. Like, no, like subconsciously, I was like, I can't waste my time. I can't do this. You know, what if this animation takes me 2 years?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And it was just like, it was dumb. Like, and everybody told me. And like, I appreciate everybody telling me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in this past week, everybody was like, yeah. A lot of people could have said, I told you so. And I appreciate them not. But I think it's funny for them because they're watching me realize it like like they're just watching me. They're just like, oh, you've realized it, huh? Like, isn't that wonderful?
It's really fun because I've learned that that's one of the only ways that I'll learn. Like if I'm learning like a specific, like if I'm learning something on Adobe, like I'll just throw me in and I'll learn it. But like if I'm trying to learn abstract concepts, like the importance of slowing down, like, and I think this is one of the ways that you and I are similar, that like to learn those lessons, we just have to go through it. Yeah, it's been really fun because I've learned that recently because like a few people in my life have been doing that where like they'll let me get myself into a situation and then go, okay, you see what you did there, right? And it's like, now I do.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like talking with him today, he was just like, I want you to think about this and just like laid it all out. And I was like, I just sat there like, oh, and he never said I told you so. And honestly, he 100% has the right to.
Yeah.
Like if he watches this back, I deserve to hear it. I deserve to hear it 100% because they did. Like everybody around me, everybody was like, you need to take a semester off. And what did I do? 61 hours a week. Like never like was hanging out with my roommates, not doing stuff. And like a lot of it made sense because it was money wise. But this one that I just quit didn't make sense because it made sense because of the possible experience. But as far as monetarily, it didn't, it was free. I was doing it for free.
The two big things for me were that I thought you were getting paid for it.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so surprised when you told me you had quit, because I thought you were getting paid and I knew how stressed you were and I knew your goal for that. And so that was really surprising. But now that I know you weren't getting paid for it, I think you made a really good decision. And I also think that, like even though you didn't get the experience that goes on your resume, I think this was a very important experience for you to have, to be able to work in that environment and go, okay, I don't want this, because like, otherwise you're going to be doing that when you're graduated, and then it's going to be a lot harder to quit or switch or do any of those things. So, yeah.
It was extremely eye-opening to me, and I just want to make it like clear. I don't necessarily have any regrets because I'm happy that it happened the way it did, because if I had gotten into it and hated it when I was getting paid, which was going to be next semester I was going to start getting paid. And like, to be clear, just like I know you know most of this, but I'm making it clear for people out there just in case anybody watches it and they're like, what the heck, she wasn't getting paid. It is a paid job. It is a paid job. However, HR stopped me, and so I was gonna get school credit for it. Was the thing. I was gonna get like school credit for it. So it wasn't necessarily paid like monetarily, but it was like school credit, which of course works, you know. Yeah. And then next semester I was gonna start getting paid because that's what's supposed to happen with the job. But I have a very unique situation monetarily, and so we had to kind of find ways of it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just happy it didn't happen next semester. I'm happy that next semester wasn't my first semester, and then I was reliant upon that for my money, and I can't just quit.
Yeah.
You know? However, that being said, I have never been so happy to quit anything in my life.
I bet.
Because going from 61 hours a week, and then my babysitting job cut down to where it's like 5 hours a week max now. I'm working a 40-hour work week.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Yeah. It's good. It's so nice. Because I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if I want to go do something, I can go do it. I'm going to buy a PlayStation. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Honestly, part of me would I might buy a VR headset. I'm trying to decide. But it's going to be some type of video game. And it's just such like a weird feeling of like, it's okay to slow down. It's okay for me not to feel like I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the biggest struggle for me, is like not feeling like I'm running out of time. Because like we've had the discussion before of like, you know, I got addicted to graphic design because I was running from my addictions of other things. And we're going to talk about actually being addicted to graphic design and stress. We're going to talk about that at some point this week. Some point next week. This upcoming week.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like its own topic, not similar to this. It's going to be like its own thing. But I got addicted to that, which means that I got addicted to just this go, 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 go mentality. And so like, I'm lost right now. Like, I just feel extremely lost. Like, I don't know what to do. I need to find this balance.
Yeah.
But also I'm excited, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's weird to say like I'm lost. Like, I am. I don't know where to go from here. As far as like, I want to make sure I never do this again. I had a very huge plan for next semester. That was probably the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
Should be a little bit quiet. I'm going to bed. Can I turn off the lights?
Yeah. So, sorry. So basically, the thing is like, for next semester, I was planning on doing 12 credits, 20 hours on campus of work, and then 27 at Walmart a week. Because I wanted money. Yeah. I know, I'm nuts. Oh, I'm crazy.
No, I'm waiting for the part where you are realizing that you shouldn't do that.
Oh, no. I realized it when I realized it last week.
I was just waiting for you to reaffirm that you realized you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah.
Oh, no, I realized it.
Yeah, good.
But it was literally like a huge plan. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm set. And it was dumb because I don't need money that bad. You know, like the 20-hour a week plus the financial aid, I'll be fine. Plus the money that I'm making this semester.
Yeah.
However, I was dead set. I'm like, I'm going to do 47 hours a week and 12 credit hours. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Just
I'm
in
glad
case.
you realized that you shouldn't do it, because I think I'm going to say this in a loving way.
You can say it.
And I think Kerr has told you this a couple times too, so I'm probably just repeating it. And I understand why you don't think this way, but you need to start having a long-term mindset
Yeah, I
of
know.
how is this going to affect me in the long run? Because it's really easy to be like, oh, I can handle that. I can do that. But then like, for example, I still have nightmares of waking up and thinking that I'm not actually graduated. And I I had to log into my BYUI today or the other day to get my tax information, and had this overwhelming feeling of panic just logging into our university website.
Mhm.
There are lingering effects to not letting yourself have a break that I wasn't even expecting. I am graduated. I have my diploma. It came in the mail. I paid my student loans this week. It's real. I'm graduated, but the leftover effects of how poorly I handled going to school is still a residual thing that I'm dealing with. And so I think that in itself is something really hard to focus on when you're like, I can handle this. Because I'm the exact same way. I was like, I can handle this. I'm tough. I'm strong. My first 4 semesters, I took 18 credits. I just was trying to plow straight through it. And it just causes a lot more that you don't realize. And so it is so important to slow down. It's so important to not do that to yourself, because it's just like an eating disorder. It works while you're doing it, but the lingering effects ruin your metabolism. It's the same type of thing. You can deal with it now, but the lingering effects are going to be there. So
yeah, it's nuts. And it's like, I've come to the conclusion that basically I constantly feel like I have something I have to prove to everybody.
yeah.
And it's not just the professors, it's not just fellow coworkers or students or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's I have something to prove to myself. I have something to prove to absolutely anybody. And I put these impossible standards on myself of I'm gonna let down everybody around me if I don't do this or anything like that. And it's crazy. It's nuts. But sadly that's what I do.
Yeah.
And I also just think that I got stuck in this mindset when I was 13 or 14 of well, tomorrow might be my last day, which is it's a really sucky mentality to have. As somebody that has it. Yeah. And I thought I had gotten over it is the thing. I thought I had gotten over it. And then Kerr pointed it out to me last semester, the semester before. And I was like, oh, I need to get over that. And I thought I had until today when he brought it back up. And I was like, and the thing is, the first time he brought it up, he was like, you're acting like you have a year to live. And then this time he was like, you're acting like you have 3 months. And I was like, I've gotten worse. I was like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought I got better. I got worse. And so, I don't know. It's crazy. Because, for me, I keep on going, ugh, I have 2 years left in college. I want to be done. I want to be done now.
Well,
and that's the thing is the 2 years, I see it as 2 years. But I have that long-term plan of 2 years from now I'm going to graduate. But for some reason I can't get past the 3-month plan. The animation, gonna be straight up, the reason I haven't started it is because I don't know if I'm ready to commit to like something that's going to take a year or two. And it's simply because like there's no timeline on it. And that terrifies me. I can't just get it done in 13 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's the craziest mentality.
Yeah. The biggest thing that popped into my head and stayed in my head through that whole time you were talking is that you were talking about needing to prove yourself. And the bright side is you have all the time in the world to prove yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know like me saying it and Chris saying it and like all of us telling you that you've got time isn't going to change the fact that you don't feel like you do.
Yeah.
But hopefully you hear it enough because you do. I mean, see, I hesitate to say some of these things because I know you hear it all the time, but like
you can just say
20.
it.
You're only 20. Like you have so much time to prove to live up to the expectations that you're setting yourself. So there's no need to rush it because you've got time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Like and none of us are telling you to just like stop because that's totally not you at all. But like,
could you imagine?
Right? That would not ever go down. You would just stop listening to all of us if we told you to stop. But that's the really cool thing of this point that you're at now is that you have so much time to accomplish exactly what you want to. So like it's okay to slow down and to take your time doing it because you'll get there. It's not a race, you know. Like there's yeah. I feel like I'm talking in circles, but the big thing is just that you have all the time that you need to do it. There is no deadline, and I know that makes you uncomfortable. that there's no timeline and no deadline, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like I have such a weird perspective on life sometimes, and I've gotten a lot better. Like a lot better.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when it comes to like graphic design or like work or something, like I have this like mentality of like, gotta do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it later. Gotta do it now. And so it's like the most, and it's insane. And you guys have kind of pointed it out to me. Like, what are you doing? Not kind of. You have pointed it out to me. And like, it really took like, and I hate that it took this extreme for me to realize it.
Well, I think that's just how some people learn because I'm the same way. It took me hitting a wall and taking a break, but not really taking a break before I realized it. I just hope that you take it to heart now because it's so interesting. I can see like I was hitting the same point in life at the same time in life that you are right now. And so it's like I'm sitting here like, okay, if she doesn't do it now, like but
yeah. It's crazy. And like props to all of you for watching me do it. Like, I don't know how I didn't drive you nuts. Because I can't even think from the outside perspective. But literally, yeah. Like, it's like the craziest wall I've ever hit. Needless to say, like, everybody needs to slow down.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some people need to step it up. But if you're like me or you, we need to slow down sometimes.
Yeah.
You've gotten better at it.
I have. Mostly because I had to get better at it. Like, but I honestly think that taking a step down from your agency job, especially realizing the stress that it was causing you and the fact that it wasn't making you any money, like, I think that this is a really good first step for you being able to slow down and kind of take that breather that you, especially going into the next semester, I'm glad that you realized you need to cut down on what you're doing next semester too. But I think especially in preparation for next semester, it's going to be really important that you like get the rest that you need right now. So I'm really glad that you ended up making that decision, and I'm glad that we were talking about how important it is to slow down. So.
Yeah, no, I've come to the conclusion like next semester, I'm literally going to have time scheduled in to do nothing.
Yeah.
To play video games.
Yeah, to just take a breath.
Yep, that I'm seriously going to schedule it in because I need to schedule it in. I have to. And so like that's seriously what I'm going to do. Like I schedule in time for 48-hour art check. I'm going to schedule in time to do my art and work on my animation.
Yeah.
I'm also going to schedule in time to sit there and play video games.
Yeah.
Because like I can't even. Everybody around me, man, they were just watching me for 6 weeks. And the funny thing is, like, looking back on it, I can see where people were not saying things, but we're also like, we're wanting to say things, you know, like I can replay conversations in my head and be like, yeah, they wanted to have their opinions. Of just like on Monday, I'm going to go in, I'm going to be like, thanks for like, I'm not even being sarcastic. Thanks for letting me fail.
Yeah.
Like I'm not being sarcastic at all. Like I needed to fail. And anybody that's watching, try not to do what I did and need to fail. Or like even what you were saying, you needed to hit it as well.
Yeah.
Learn from us. I need to learn from us. That's why we're doing it on this live stream and not like on a private phone call.
Right.
Is like I need to be able to watch this back and have people hold me accountable and all that stuff. And I don't know, it's nuts. I feel like you and I just promise ourselves to too many things. Yeah. They're too big of things. Which is why I'm really taking my time with this whole new social media brand.
Yeah.
And why I'm taking my time with like this animation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm afraid to do it again. Yeah. I'm afraid to go too fast again. And you are more than welcome next time that I start doing it to go. Just calm down. You remember last time?
Yeah.
You remember?
Might have to do that.
You're probably going to have to. Yeah. I've been this way for a while. You're probably going to have to. But anyways, yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I don't think there's much else I can say just besides like, I can't believe that I did it. I can't believe I lasted 6 weeks.
Me either. Not, and I don't mean to say that in a weird way, but it was very difficult for you, I think. And I mean, it's one of the things we were talking about today of like, it was really tough on you, and it would have been so much easier to quit in like the first week. But
it really was like, I mean, you and I were talking about it, and it was just like anytime my agency job got brought up, I would just not be happy anymore. I would just be done. Like straight up would, after we would get off of art check, I would literally just lay in my bed and be like, I don't want to do it. 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 Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And it was just like not good for me. And yeah, the only reason I lasted for 6 weeks is because I think 2 weeks ago I decided I was going to quit.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't ever think, oh, I can quit now. I was talking to one of my bosses about it today. We were just chatting, and he was like, because I walked up to him and I said, I quit it. Not his job. I quit. I was like, I did it finally. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, I did. He's like, I quit. And he was like, for right now, like, because I was always like, oh yeah, I'll quit next semester. And yeah, I was gonna put myself through 14 weeks of this. I'm so happy.
I was about to say, I'm very happy that
It
you
took 6.
Yeah.
I'm nuts. Anyways, we're going about 53 minutes, so we're nearing an hour. We're both tired.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid I'm keeping my roommate up. So
Okay. Yeah.
To find Caitlin's stuff, go to @CaitlinSpiration. She's posting about her stuff. It's nuts. She's doing some great work. I'm excited to see her rune design all finished, and
Yep.
she's making cool stuff. So go check her out. To see my stuff @DoGoodVisualComms. I'm gonna start linking to my personal page a little bit more, at least in my bio. So go check it out. I'm gonna start posting stuff. I was seriously posting every single day, and then this week happened, and I stopped. So hopefully we're gonna start that back up. @DoGoodVisuals on Twitter. Same thing there. Was posting a bunch and stopped. If you're on my YouTube channel and you're not subscribed, subscribe to me. If you're on my YouTube channel and you are subscribed, but you're not subscribed to Caitlin, what are you doing? Go subscribe to her. The link is in the caption. So a description. It's called description on YouTube. Anyways, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to my crazy, unrealistic expectations of myself. And we will see you all on Monday.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.